Good morning! It's Monday morning, and I had a really nice weekend, except for 5 a.m. today, when I was woken up by the loudest thunderstorm I can even remember. The thunder was crashingly loud, like I could feel the vibrations from the thunder, plus, just out of coincidence, the exact angle of the incredibly heavy rain was hitting my windowsill, and it sounded like hail. Like, it totally wasn't hail, but there was just something about the angle of the rain that was incredibly loud on my window. So I was woken up at 5, and I couldn't get back to sleep for like more than half an hour. And I hopped on Twitter, and just about everyone was like, oh my god, it's 5 in the morning, and I'm woken up by this enormous rain. So that happened. Oh, I just remembered something. Don't worry about it. But other than that, my weekend was great. Let's see, I made my last video for you on Thursday, I think. Friday, I saw Ghostbusters. You saw my tweets about it. You saw my Facebook post about it. I won't say that much about it. But, Ghostbusters was so good. I would see it again. I would see it 4 more times. It was amazing. It was amazing. What a great movie. And not just because it's like this stunningly good feminist flick with really attractive characters, but also, like, it's just a darn good movie. It is 4 people, and they are busting ghosts. They do just like what the title says they're gonna do. I felt satisfied with the price I paid for my ticket. Ghosts. Ghost busting in the title, ghost busting in the movie. You have fulfilled your movie obligations, Dan Aykroyd. And then we all went to Copa Banana afterwards, because it's a block away, and drank margaritas and yelled about the movie some more. And then I went back around midnight. Everyone else was still a little bit partying because I had to wake up really early on Saturday to go to a photo shoot. A friend of mine, casual friend, she was the girlfriend of one of the people who lived with Marco in one of the houses he lived in West Philly. So I know her casually. I see her at parties. She co-owns with another woman a business that buys vintage clothing on like eBay and at trade shows and then resells them. You know, she buys what people don't really know what they're selling, like just junky stuff they're trying to get rid of maybe. And like makes a lookbook and resells them at trade shows and stuff, and was looking on Facebook for plus size and or busty models. And I was like, well, according to industry standards, I guess I'm a plus size model. But, like, probably not according to vintage clothes, but I'm definitely a busty model, so sure, I will model for you. And then I did. I met a really cute tiny dog named Fancy at her co-owner, her business partner's name is Kat. Kat lives with her girlfriend, at a really darling little house a block away from Becca Weber. You, like, enter in through a gate, and then from that gate, there are, you know, maybe 24 apartments that open either from, like, this sort of submerged basement garden-y area, or up an iron flight of stairs on the balcony level. I don't know, it was just this real, I wish I'd, like, taken pictures, but I think it might be weird to be like, can I take pictures of your apartment complex? It was just a really charming little slice into a busier neighborhood. Not that Becca's neighborhood is busy, even, but like an even more quiet, charming slice in that neighborhood. And then we drove to New Jersey, and I got my hair done. I got my makeup done. It's interesting. I still don't really like the way I look wearing makeup. Like, a little bit of eyeliner and mascara? Sure. Pop on some lipstick for something super fancy? Yeah, okay, but like when you're putting stuff on my skin, I'm just not a fan. Like, I didn't have my glasses on in some of the pictures, and I looked like I was, you know, maybe 15 years older than I am now. Which is not to say that looking like you're 40 means you look bad. I looked like a lovely 40-year-old woman. I just absolutely looked far older than I am now with all that makeup on my face. I guess it was just so much makeup that it looked like, I don't know. It was very strange. And I'm sure it will look more natural in the photographs, but in person it looked darn strange. And just like the number of things I had on my face. Like there were 5 things before we even started putting makeup on. There was like hydrating oil, and then there was like a tinted, oh wait, hold on. Jeepers, what a loud truck. So it started off with a hydrating oil, and then a tinted moisturizer, and then something to even out my skin tone, and then foundation, and then setting powder, and like then they started putting makeup on my skin, and it was like 5 shades of eyeshadow, and 2 kinds of eyeliner, and lipstick, and 2 kinds of blush. It's like, I didn't know there were that many kinds of makeup in the world. I swear to you, yesterday on my face, there was more, Saturday on my face, there was more makeup on my face than I have had combined in the previous 5 years of my life. Guaranteed, without a doubt. It was bizarre. And then there were photographs taken, and it was lovely, and I felt very flattered. Amanda, the woman I know, said something like, "Are you sure you've never modeled before?" And I was like, "No, but thank you for saying so. Gosh." And lunch was pretty late, so I had a hunger headache, so at the end of the day, I went back to the house and watched TV with Claire. And then yesterday was real neat. I spent some time with my roommates in the morning. I went and hung out with Terry, and we had brunch at this charming little cafe. I had a breakfast burrito, and it was a poorly constructed breakfast burrito. It was delicious. And they were able to give me chicken sausage. It was a spicy breakfast burrito. It had like peppers and sriracha and beans and corn and egg and cheese, and it was just super delicious. But like I started eating from one end, and that's where all the egg was. And then I ended up at the other end, and that's where all the sausage was. And I was just like, Steve Rogers would be disappointed in this breakfast burrito. And then I came back home after Terry and I had brunch and we hung out for a while. And, yo, squirrel, get out of that trash bag. What a jerk. Ugh, he just ripped a hole in that trash bag. Don't leave your trash bags out, folks. That's a terrible idea. It's gonna be a big mess. Oh well. And then you probably saw all the pictures on Twitter, but Claire and Rin and I wore our matching hats and our matching dresses. It was great. My hat matched Claire's dress, Claire's hat matched Rin's dress, and Rin's hat matched my dress. Loud cars. And we were just super adorable, and we went to one tippling place, which is a cute little 20s themed bar, but not 20s like Prohibition era or Speakeasy or whatever. More like in the early 20th century, if you were and like late 19th century, if you were independently wealthy, you could just sort of travel around the world and collect stuff and put it in your living room and just fill your house with weirdo curiosities. That's what this bar looks like. There's like a floral couch and a red velvet couch and a green corduroy couch and really eclectic paintings of everything from like Victorian slice of life to African tribesmen. There's a fake zebra head on the wall. It's just like, it's so eclectic, and the drinks are really fancy. 2 of the 3 drinks I had were Indian inspired, so they had like curry and coconut milk and stuff in them, and they were delicious. And what I'm really excited about is that they said they were still going to be on the menu up until at least mid-September, if not sometime in October. And Kenny loves spicy drinks, or like doesn't really know what he likes drinking. You know, he's young, he's 23, he didn't really drink at all. He's like maybe a 1 beer kind of guy, but is interested in finding out if he likes other alcohol. I introduced him to fancy whiskey, and it turns out he likes that. And I introduced him to like this cool bourbon cocktail when I was in Seattle, and he liked that. So I think I just need to find him like complex, really interesting Coolio cocktails. Not pressuring him. If he doesn't want to drink, that's fine, but he's interested in finding out what he likes. So we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna be like, here, have some cocktails with curry in them. I bet you want a cocktail with tamarind sauce, right? And probably Kenny will love them. And probably they will be even more mild than he imagines. I had them and I was like, ooh, curry flavor. Oh, that's a little, okay, I guess I can tell there's some curry in there. But it was just so good. And then we were all pretty tipsy and went to CVS and bought ice cream and Oreos and hair bleach and Pringles, and ate ice cream and Oreos and Pringles, not hair bleach. And then I shaved MK's head and Claire's head and Rin's head, not all the way, just the part, like touched up the parts that needed to be reshaved. And then I bleached the roots of Claire and Rin. I was honored that they trusted me to bleach their hair when drunk, and it worked out just fine. They both look amazing. And tonight they're gonna come over and I'm gonna dye their hair colors. Oh my god, this video is almost 10 minutes. I'm a monster. I might even like split this in half. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Whatever, I'm done. Bye.